Hello and welcome to the BMC Quick Course Series. My name is Tom Beck and I'm a DB2 software consultant at BMC Software. This quick course is the first in a series of 3 brief sessions describing the output of our NGT reorg, load, and unload utilities and what you can expect to see in the job output because it is different than traditional utility output. In the past, utilities have typically processed only one object at a time and produced only a small amount of standardized output to the sysprint. NGT utilities, on the other hand, can use wildcards and process many objects simultaneously in the same utility step. With our server technology, different partitions and indexes for the same object can be processed in different jobs concurrently. NGT utilities write outputs and reports providing details needed for diagnostics and other segregated outputs. To make this more manageable, segregated messages are written to multiple DDs including Cicero, summary, and object reports, making it easy to quickly identify utility progress, failures, or a summary of what has already occurred during utility execution. With this detailed output, you don't need to issue display commands to see what the utility has already completed or how far along it is with its processing. That information is summarized for you in the job output as the utility is executing. We also provide highly detailed output, making it rare that an error needs to be recreated with a dump to diagnose a failure, and can usually provide a solution using the original job's output. Let's have a look at that output. Utilities typically generate important and some not so important output records scattered about and intermixed with each other. NGT utilities separate the output for you into meaningful reports. For instance, the summary DD provides reports and progress of each object at the summary level. NGT object reports display the processing status of each object. This is where you can see what happened with an object. For instance, did it complete successfully or was there an error? NGT Sys output provides consolidated error output for the utility. This is where you would look when a utility encounters an error during its processing. This is far easier than searching through sysout for error messages mixed in with a lot of other unrelated messages. With NGT utility output, the error messages are consolidated under one Cicero report, making it very easy to find when an error occurs. NGT print output is a consolidated utility report containing a broad range of messages, some of which are duplicated and can be found in the summary, object, and Cicero reports. If run stats were requested, you get a run stats report containing the specific values gathered and posted to DB2 for the objects processed. Let's look at a few examples. Here we have the object report where you can see the status of each object and whether it was successful, failed, or is in progress. In this example, if there were an issue with one of the partitions in a table space, it would have shown by the status of each partition. The in-process status seen here means there was an issue with the object and automatic cleanup processing was not requested. A restart of this job can either complete or exclude the object. More information about automatic cleanup options can be found in the NGT General User's Guide. Here we see a sample portion of a summary report. A summary report is produced for each object processed by the utility. The first part of the summary report for an object is the internal IDs report. From the internal IDs report, you can see the object's type, the object's indexes, and some other internal DB2 information like the DB ID and PS ID. Here we can tell we have a 2-partition segmented table space, and from the other information available we can also know that it's a UTS PBR. From this report we can also tell the table has a partitioned index, a non-partitioned index, and a DIPSY. The object space portion of the summary report provides space allocation and use information about the object or partitions. Other information in the summary report not shown here include the partition row counts, index column reports, and an object's copied report, but will vary based on the type of objects being processed. In addition to the internal IDs report in the summary output, progress messages for the partitions and indexes are written out, giving you an idea how much work has been completed for the object. A progress message is written out for about every 100,000 pages processed. Using this information, you can determine the progress of your utility in real time without having to issue DB2 display commands. In the sample output shown here, you can see messages indicating the index and the table partition writes have completed, along with the total number of index keys and table space pages written, and finally, the syscopy records and types that were posted as a result of executing the Reorg utility. The Cicero Report provides error messages separated out from other messages so you can quickly identify problems encountered during processing. At the end of a utility processing, NGT automatically retrieves error messages from each utility server job and duplicates those messages in the master job's Cicero output. This makes it very easy to see a consolidated error report from the master and any server job submitted in a single Cicero report in the original job. In the Cicero report shown here, you see the results of a wildcarded Reorg utility which included objects that were deferred. Those objects have been excluded by the utility as noted by the skipped word at the end of the message. There's another quick course in this series that provides a deeper dive into the way in which NGT utility errors are reported. The objective of this quick course is to demonstrate how you can quickly find desired and isolated output messages for utility processing by type. Summary, object, and Cicero reports are each a subset of the NGT print report, which provides a consolidated output of these three reports and additional messages. If run stats were gathered during the utility execution, you would get a run stats report showing the object statistics values gathered and posted to DB2. The next quick course in this series will be a deeper dive into errors, reporting, and debugging. Thank you for your time and interest in our NGT Report Quick Course series today.